want to go down there, as we're working with the standards and the international practice, I just want to go back to previous things. Code of ethics, promote the ethical culture. Because we don't know all the attribute standards. Next week we're going to the performance standards and then risk-based audits. Just to give you explanation down there, then we will work further on with your IT component, which is quite an exciting component. Then we take all these sort of standards and things and we're working into one division, IT controls. Just 601. Okay, promote the ethical culture. Look at all your assurance regulations on your standards. So we want to have an ethical culture. Remember all the bias, in-bias, unbiased, all those sort of things fall all under that one of the auditor. Code of ethics is necessary and appropriate for professional the trust that's been placed on us. So if we look at all these standards that we just have dealt with, except now insurance deal, is to establish how much trust can be replaced on the job that we're doing. Look at it, objectivity, all those sort of things. Necessary and appropriate for a professional of internal auditing. Compliance. Look at conflict of interest. Definition is compliance, the ability to reasonably ensure conforming and adhere to organization policies, plans. This is organization policy, plans, procedure, laws, regulations. Compliance means we have a knowledge of everything that we entitled to. If you don't know something, you can look at the consulting services that we dealt with. We can always do it for us. To work down there. Conflict of interest, we have dealt quite frequently down there just in the previous session. So consulting services, advisory related to client services, remember all the C's. Control any action taken by management, the board and other parties to enhance risk management and increase the likelihood to establish objectivities and goals will be achieved. If we go to the risk-based, then we're going to start working on the control actions. As soon as we start doing the performance portion, we're going to work on this control base.
Okay, this is the Institute of the IA,
yeah.
IA Code of Ethics. But then mine's wrong because then I see compliance is not.
Yeah, well, compliance is FOPAS does not form part of integrity, yes, confidentiality. Compliance is right. It's still right down there. Because the competency is the total compliance. Oh, there's a definition. There's a definition of compliance. That one. It's not part of 5 pillars. The control environment. Look down there now. We're looking at the control environment. The attributes and action of the board and management regarding the significance of controls within the organization. The control environment provides the discipline structure for achievement of the primary objectives. What's the primary objective of a company? Make money as much as possible, but in an ethical way. We don't want to rob people blind and make millions and then dissolve the product. So we want to have also sustainability in our making process. So the control environment includes the following elements: integrity and ethical values, management philosophy and operational styles, autocratic ways down there. Guys, I demand you do this. We enforce. When you force people to do stuff, they will do normally the minimum. That's just before the exam. Then we use enforcement policy. You have to sit and study. Otherwise, you won't make assessment of authority and responsibility, organization structure, human resource policy and practices, competency of personnel in both accounting and company and auditors. Control processes, the policy, procedures, and activities that are part of the control framework designed to ensure that risks are contained within the risk tolerance established by the risk management processes. We can't get 100% assurance. Never in your life there's 100% assurance, except one thing: you will die. I can guarantee it to you. Doesn't matter what you think and believe, you will die. But on 19, you don't think and stuff like that. When you get to 80, you live close to your guarantee. So, control, policy, procedure, activities that are part of, we know there will always be losses. Rules are there for keep honest people honest. People that got a leniency to steal will steal. We just have to control the volume of that. Engagement, a specific internal audit assignment. We talk frequently in the previous things on the procedures on engagement objective. The broad statement developed by internal audit that define intent, engagement, accomplishments. What we want to achieve, engagement work program, how are we going to achieve these things? Internal service provider, a person, external service provider, so that internal is the internal auditor, a person or firm independent of the organization, like your external auditors, or your specialist that you can consult to help you to achieve your audit and complete your audit. Look down and environment specialists, fraud investigators, lawyers, engineers, geologists, security specialists. It's a broad spectrum of people that you can employ. You can't be a specialist on anything, on everything. I personally like tax, that's why I specialize in taxation. Another guy said I'm an account specialist, another one is an IT specialist. There's fraud examiners. They even put out. I don't think I would like to each day checking people how much they steal. Fraud, any illegal act. Governance process, the process utilize the representative of the organization stakeholders, utilized by the representative of the stakeholders to provide oversight of risk and control procedures administered by the management. Impairment to individual objectives and organization independence may include personal conflict of interest, scope limitations, restriction on access to records, personnel, property, and resource limitations, funding. Well, we have done internal audit activity, any department, objectivity, and unbiased mental attitude that require internal auditors to perform engagements in such a manner they have an honest belief in their work product and that no significant quality compromise are made. Risk, the uncertainty of events occur that could have impact on the achievement of objectivities. Risk is measured in terms of consequences and likelihood. I'm going to add this to your other side. To the other slide down there, there's just definitions of which is important during our process. Okay, now we can look at some of your assignments portions and help you with that. Let's see what we can get down there.